Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello.
Let's see. Let's get the Saints a little moment. Let them know we out here.
Oh, let me go share it.
Yep, let's share it. Y'all, come on. I told y'all we were going to get on here for a minute. So here we are. That'll be a usual glaze in there. See.
I don't need it now.
Oh, you good?
Because
You don't have it in there? All right. Waiting on a few more people. I see. When you come in and say something, we getting ready to have a conversation tonight. So y'all come on in. Y'all come on in. Waiting on some people to hop on. Y'all come in. It's about to get hot in here tonight. And we only got a few little minutes now. So come on.
Just a few. Brother Stefan.
Come on. Stefan's on. Ashley's on. Let's see. Come on in. Brother DeCarry, good to see you. Y'all come on in.
All right now. We got a little time.
Trying to see if they ready. Come on. Go ahead. If you're coming in, go ahead and share. Anybody that you know is married, want to be married, thinking about getting married, almost getting married, whatever. You do not want to miss tonight. Come on. Where my singles, my married, my wannabes, all y'all. Where y'all at? Come on. Giving y'all about another minute to get on here. I see y'all coming in. We in here. Oh.
All right now.
All right. We doing good. Yeah, we ready to share the secrets now. I think it's time to share our little secrets.
We doing good, Brother Stefan.
Oh, how are you?
Excited to share some secrets tonight. Brother Corey.
Some secrets tonight. All right, I saw Cora, me and my wife on here. Oh,
All
6
right,
months.
6 months.
Congratulations. Oh, you can chime in on this conversation then. Corey, y'all get on here and share this live now. Tell them we on. Yeah, tell Katia we on. Tell her we on. 13, let's get them on up. Let's get them up. Let's get it up. Need some more shares.
Tag the people.
Tag,
the
share.
Saints.
If they married, want to be married, single. Brother K, we got some secrets.
We got some secrets.
We got some secrets, Brother Caleb. We got some secrets. We're going to have to go and drop a couple of our secrets on tonight. I see Trey. I see Sister Gibbons. Y'all come on in here. I see some married people in the house. Well, if you're married, let me see you say something. If you're married, let me see you say something. And maybe you're not married. If you're dating, just drop in here what you're doing. If you're married, say married, dating, single as a Pringle.
You're ready to mingle.
Ready to mingle. Yeah. Let us know where you at so we'll know where our conversation needs to kind of go tonight. All right. I see my cousin Tanya's on. Giving y'all a few more minutes now. Y'all gonna have to like these comments on up now.
All right, because we people who engage.
Yeah, we ready to engage.
Miss
Valerie. How you doing, Miss Valerie? All right. I'm waiting on a few more. I know Hope got some single folks. I'm waiting on them to get up on here. We trying to get him. Hallelujah.
Saints trying to come on down.
3 years. Ooh. All right, Givens. 3 years. All right, Stefan is single.
That's all right.
All right. We got some singles. Who else we got on here? I know it's more than one single. What? Come on. I see y'all coming in.
25.
Got 25 people on. Is it 25 married people, 25 single people, 25? What we got? God bless you, man of God. Mr. Jeremy Mays. Y'all kin each other? She used to be a Mays.
I'm a Smylie.
Now you a Smiler. She was a Mays at first.
I'm a Smylie.
She wasn't born no Smiley. Couldn't have been.
I was always distant.
Oh, please. Blessings. Look at Jeremiah, Asia. Sister Sheila, y'all come on in. Single show enough, my God.
All right, Mr.
Now, are you a single that want to mingle, or are you a single that want to stay single? Let us know now.
We trying
Look
to
at my
see-
brother. My blood brother.
At the bottom.
AJ. Now, y'all, so let us know. Y'all single, want to be single. If you divorced, it's okay. Just let us know what you got going on. It's all right.
All right, Pastor Dom.
Come on up in here. I know Dom got me tonight. Ain't nobody got me. I'm still waiting to see what we got here. We see. Look at Miss Rogers.
All right, Miss Rogers.
Uh-oh.
Wanting
So she
to
the single
mingle.
want to mingle. All right now. We got some minglers. Some minglers.
All right, Zai.
Ah, look at y'all.
Oh. As a Pringle.
Single as a
Pastor Dom.
Pringle. Oh, Lord, come on in, y'all. Let me help y'all get some secrets. Maybe I see Treasure. Hey, Treasure Holloway. Look at bro. AJ. Y'all are so beautiful. Single. Lord Jesus. Y'all are so beautiful. Thank you. All right, y'all come in. We ain't going to be long. We just trying to give everybody an opportunity to get in, get to know each other, seeing where we are. Because we were once single as well. And the Lord blessed me, I must say for me. I was blessed by this amazing, wonderful, beautiful woman here who I'm glad and I'm proud to say is my wife. Happily singing.
He meant single. That's all
You
right.
happily single, Cora?
Yes.
All right now. Happily.
All right.
Don't y'all come over here with that.
You wait a minute.
Don't y'all talking about y'all happy with Jesus alone now. Single, but I want to mingle. Divorced many years. Okay, that's fine.
Hey, Nay.
All right, look at Nay, Lord. Look at Daniel. How's it going, man of God? All right. So, we are here tonight. We want to do something different, something that we've never done. I never really do anymore. I used to always do live. Kind of don't do lives anymore now. My wife had to kind of help get me set up tonight because I don't do this. But we wanted to come on tonight because as you all know, on yesterday, as of yesterday, we celebrated our 1 year anniversary. Give it up for us. Thank you. Come on, give us some hearts. Give us some love. 1 year, 1 year, 1 year, 1 year. 1 year of marriage. 1 year marriage. So much that we've learned. So much that we are yet learning. So much that we are still growing in. So many areas that we have grown in. And I just want to start by saying this. But just a couple of things. And I think my wife can agree with me. It pays the wait. And not only does it pay to wait, but it's also, marriage is nothing like what people made it out to be. Do I got any married people that can attest to that people said all this was going to happen, that was going to happen, that was going to happen, y'all going to do that, y'all going to do that, y'all gonna... And you may be on here and say, well, keep on living, child. No, you keep living. I ain't going to see that.
That's a key, though.
Yeah.
One thing about us, we always heard it's going to be like this, it's going to be like that. And what I appreciate, the people that were telling us that was their experience.
Their experience.
Their experience. They never said this is automatically going to happen to you guys. But one thing that we had agreed on, and we do this even in our spiritual lives, we don't accept other people's experiences.
Okay.
Especially the negative ones. We always was like, God is going to take us on our path. And we're going to follow his leading, and we're going to be all right. So it was never, well, that's a key. Never, ever just say, oh, well, this is going to happen, and that's going to bring fear. And then that's going to bring comparison. And then that's going to bring some friction between your marriages, like, because you're expecting it to be one way, and it's not going to be like that at all.
And that's something that I think was beautiful for us. And this is for people that are in a relationship. Again, we're here. We don't know it all. We're not marriage experts at all. But we've had an amazing marriage, or an amazing relationship. And one of the things that you must understand is that every relationship is different because every individual is different. So what that means is, even tonight, things we may share, things we may talk about, things we may reveal, this work for us, y'all. Stop looking at other folk marriages, other people's relationship, and because it worked for them, and it worked when they did it, and an old boy, his wife cooks, clean, wash dishes, and bring plate, and now you looking at your significant other. You can't do that. You have to work together to find what works for you. And when you find out what works for you, that's what you implement within your marriage. That's what you create in your marriage, because every marriage has its own culture. It has its own feel. It has its own spirit. Everything is going to be different. So in understanding it's going to be different, and appreciating that difference is what's going to make your marriage beautiful. Yeah. It's what's going to make your marriage beautiful. I would say, turn my mic up in the house. We need it in the house, a little more in the monitors here. Turn me up a little bit in the monitors, then in the house all together, Brother Robert. So 1 year, honey.
1 year. But let's talk. That's our introduction.
Right.
Let's start off, because we're going to work our way.
Let's work it up.
So let's start off single. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about single.
And then dating. Then we're going to go to marriage. Single.
Okay.
So
I've been saved a long time.
Oh, wait a minute. You wait a minute. Single. Let me just talk about my single experience.
Tell your story, honey.
On how I waited.
Tell it, baby.
Being single.
Tell it, baby.
All right, so we going all the way back. I don't think none of my EC people on here, but high school don't count. I was in college. All right.
Why high school don't count?
Because I wasn't thinking about marriage at that time. I knew what I wanted, but I'm talking about when I really started being saved. And
do y'all feel like that? I want to know if the people feel. Do y'all feel like high school and elementary and middle school relationships don't work? Y'all tell me.
Why is my
I want to know.
Wait a minute. Why is my marriage not working? Because my middle school relationship.
I'm telling some of y'all, marriage is messed up because of how you did your second grade boyfriend.
And now he got trust issues from second grade.
Come on now, y'all. Y'all ain't saying nothing over here. Do y'all think that y'all high school? She said it don't count. Do you think your high school...
Why am I still stressing over something that happened 15 years ago and when I was in second grade?
Come on, church. I need a church.
This is not...
It's a practice course. So you saying high school...
Don't count, Pastor Don.
Y'all full of it.
Twins.
Oh, we high school. All right, so high school do count?
Okay,
right.
y'all high school
sweetheart. This is precious.
Okay, let's get to the point. So when I was single and I got saved in 2017 for real, Jesus. And I went to college. Let's talk about there.
Yes, Lord.
Because my journey started when I got saved, not when I started dating back when. My journey started when I
no,
said...
you ain't finna go all things new on us.
Yeah, the way I thought and the way that how I wanted my husband, all of that changed. That's my twin.
Beer said, when in doubt, throw it out.
So,
wait a minute.
My whole thought process changed. How I knew I wanted it wasn't a big difference, but how I wanted my husband, how I wanted to live my life, it all changed when I got saved for real. So that's when I went to college. Okay, so we talking about being single. So this is my single season, being a freshman and a sophomore in college. So what happened was, for me, and you can ask my roommate, I need to tag, or somebody tag Diamond Ray. Every night, I don't know if she still does. Every night I would pray for my husband in my dorm room.
You were interceding for me.
I was interceding for you. I was on the wall. And I was praying. I would pray for how I would want him to be. But what I'm trying to say is, in my waiting season, I had moments to where I was around a group of girls that was, they got all the guys and everybody wanted, and they wanted me too, but...
You wouldn't get no play, baby.
No, I ain't gonna say that.
You wouldn't get no play.
I ain't gonna say that.
You wouldn't get no play.
I ain't gonna say that.
My wife...
What I can say is, Don't feel insecure because you're not getting a
Getting no
post. Because
play.
a lot of the times the men know diamond rag.
Lord, who done got diamond rags
No,
up in
who
here?
tagged diamond rag? A lot of times we will feel insecure and save women because everybody else is getting looked at. But one woman of God told me they know that you're out of their league. So I'm telling you, you're out of their league. Now, what happened was twin diamond. What I was telling them is that every night we used. Yep, I got two. Depends on who I'm standing beside. Every night when we were in college in our dorm room, and I would pray for my husband before we went to bed, and I would pray on how I wanted him to be. But what I'm saying is,
come on with it,
is that in your waiting season, I never ever what's the word for it? I never ever stressed or was anxious over the fact I want to be married so bad. I took my single season as that
so
I'm enjoying the people around me. I know what I want. Some people approached. They were not what I wanted. I didn't entertain that. And I took that time. It was just me and God. So that's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
And people witnessed that. It was just me and God in my single season. And I never was like, oh, I don't desire. I never had that thought. Or I never had that attitude. It was like, I don't desire to be married. Because I did. And so I would take that time in my single season. I was fasting, I was praying, I was serving, and I was in the church. I did all that I knew that I could do, and I never had this thought was my man, or it just, it was different. It's different than nowadays. All we talk about is relationships, and I didn't have social media at that time to influence me in any
That's
kind of
good
way.
right there.
I wasn't a big social media person at all anyway, and I wasn't a person of, thank you, Diamond. It's true. And so people didn't influence me like that. But I would take that time. My friends could witness. I wouldn't go out. I was keeping my standards, even though nobody approached me. I said, you're not the man of God that he promised me. You didn't look like what I was praying for. So let's talk about that. So when I met my husband, then he was
good. Oh,
that's not what I was going to say.
oh, I'm sorry.
He was my prayer in the flesh.
I'm your prayer in the flesh.
Your spirit was.
I'm all spirit. I ain't none of flesh. I've been saved a long time, y'all.
So with that being said, yes, Hannah, I kept my standards.
Got to keep your standards.
In my single season, while the Lord was preparing me, and I would do things like learn how to cook, learn how to do business, learn how to do money, get as much wisdom as I could, and doing things like that to better my craft, to perfect my craft, whether that was spiritual or whether that was natural. So I didn't just wait by doing nothing.
And I want to hit on something, because we're using a word that's kind of, a lot of things that we say, it's kind of different now. Are y'all real single? What does it really mean to be single? Because some of y'all say y'all single, but y'all be talking to folk. Y'all be on FaceTime. Y'all be on Snapchat. Ain't nobody saying nothing.
Now, my single, I didn't entertain nobody. It was me and God. And that was all that I was focused on. And I was behind the veil, as I would say back then. And it was just me and God. And I wasn't entertaining anybody like, oh, I'm going to just entertain you until somebody else comes. That was not my mindset.
See, that ain't single, y'all. And I think that's where a lot of us, and we're not trying to go biblical or speak, but understanding what it means to be single means that you have a focus on something.
One thing.
Right, whether it's God, which the Bible lets us know that when you're single, you attend to the affairs of the Lord. Some people are single and they focus on work. Some people are single, they focus on their career. They're focusing, and I think every single person needs to do, they're focusing on themselves. Meaning they are making sure that they are presenting the best version of themselves to something or to someone. I think what I'm seeing a lot in our generation is that we want to be a multitasking single. I want to be single, but I want to flirt with him or her. I want to be single, but I want to kind of look at my options. I want to be single, but I kind of want to do that. What is single to y'all? Help me, because can you be single with a boo?
Single is.
What is single, y'all?
Focus.
What is it? I be seeing people say I'm single, but it's almost like I'm single, but I talk to this one, I talked to that one. You know, I just talk. You know, and then they got all these terms now. I just found out there's some differences.
Yeah,
It's different thing. You can talk to somebody. That's one thing. You can date somebody, but then date somebody is not to be confused with going on a date. That's crazy. I don't get that. Then you got boyfriend, girlfriend. Then you got partners. Man, there's so much stuff. What is going on? What is it? What is it that you are wanting? And I think when you know what you want, you begin to shed out of all the other stuff, the additives. You know, you saying, I want to be married, but everybody got your number. You done went out with everybody. Single is waiting until you get married. That's what it means to me. All right. Now, Brother Lamont, are you saying that from a man's perspective? Is it different? Women single is different than men single? Because I done heard people say, you know, the man get to go around and date around. And the woman just, what? I'm really trying to see where y'all at. Because we ain't do that. It's some new stuff out, you know, in the last year or so, you know, and we dated for a couple of years. And in that couple of years, so much happened, and I didn't understand a lot of the language now. So, can y'all help us on our 1 year anniversary? When you think single, and I want to hear from some men and some women, what does that look like? Because I don't see people go on dates and they say they single. They talking to folk every day. They saying they single still. So what y'all saying? What they saying in the comments? What we got in the comment?
Let's see.
I saw Brother Lamont. I read his. What else y'all got to say?
I ain't got time. I know that's right.
Ain't got time. All right. What y'all got to say about being? I'm waiting. Y'all come on, like these comments on up. Well, come on, Tanisha. Help us.
What is single?
What does it mean to be single? Okay. All right. Let's see. What did Ms. Kiosha say?
Some men and women
Let's read that. Okay. Some men see women as as mattress material. You talking about doing the nasty? Oh Jesus! So when you say I'm single, but you aren't single. Oh, okay, all right. My girl, Miss Stewart. What'd she say? Single and waiting on a God-sent spouse. I'm too old for drama. Come on, somebody. I'm too old for drama. All right. Single to me, Mr. Jayla, it says, single to me is completely putting my trust and focus on God, preparing myself to be. All right, to be married. All right, what have we got? That's it. Thank you, Sister Keisha. I'm here for the comment. Yeah, in the core, get your pen and pad. Let's see what the people say. All right, Brother Bunham came with the Bible. The Bible says, when a man finds his wife, he found a good thing. A man and a woman are already as one in the spirit before the actual wedding ceremony. When I find my wife, I'm not dating nobody else. Oh, I like that. I like that. I like it. Yeah, Brother Patterson, I'm trying to see what this mattress material thing is. Because we don't lay on mattresses up in holiness before you... you ain't got no business seeing what the mattress look.
Or what my house look like.
Why you even over there?
Yeah.
What you talking about? Come at, oh Lord. Okay, what unsaved? 22. Okay, single is one focus. Talking.
Okay.
You find a person you like, you interested in.
You are more so reserved until further.
Corey, what that mean, bruh? Okay, so what you saying is talking to someone is, so we just talking. We just talking. So while we're talking, I'm interested in you, but you ain't mine yet. That was what they said. Exclusive dating. Y'all know about that? So you can date somebody and not be exclusive.
That's
you know
it,
what
Hannah. That's it.
Not in holiness.
Not in holiness.
Okay. What's Sister Rachel saying?
She said, as you stated earlier, tending to the business of the Lord, yes. Not entertaining anyone, but preparing for marriage. Now, that's single.
That's good. That's single.
And then you got interested.
That's single.
But that's single.
That's single. And I want us to understand that being single does not rob you of interest.
Right.
being single, I was like, single to me means that you're not exclusive with anyone. Oh, Lord. So, Don, what you saying is, you can be talking to somebody, keeping your options open.
They call it.
Close the, too many options.
Because if you got a lot of options, then you don't have one focus.
See, this my 2 minute. Are we still playing games? Y'all still playing games, ain't you? See, single. Before I met my wife.
Talk about your single season.
See, I was saved for real. We was taught you don't play game. You don't just loose date, as we would call it. Loose dating is you just date around till you find what you like. See, the problem with that is you done messed up 12 people on your way to the one. And then when you get the one, you try to erase what happened with all the other 12 people because you done found the one. When I found someone that I was interested in, first didn't know I was interested in them because we were just friends. I always tell the story. I was sick, and when I was sick, she checked on me. She talked, we talked. That was it. When I got out of the quarantine of being sick, she went and got her nails done. I just went with her. We went and ate. That was it. Other than that, we were just hanging out, enjoying each other's company, becoming friends. And I think some of the best marriage relationships are birthed out of not trying to make it a marriage.
Yeah.
Y'all meet one person.
That's him. That's her. They the one.
They got to be.
He got to be the one.
As soon as you see him, as soon as you lay eyes on him, all of a sudden, they got to be it.
That's it. They the one. I don't want to give nobody else. That's it.
I mean, we just go crazy. But I think with us, we didn't even realize that we were forming a mutual like for each other in that sense. Because we learned to like and love the person, Feria,
and not the idea.
And not the idea of a wife.
Yeah.
And I think that we go so far ahead of the buggy. We just, oh, I see. Yeah, she look like she can be my wife. She look like, don't do us preachers. I can just see her sitting beside me. I can just see her when I'm preaching. She gonna be right there on side of me, and she make good arm candy and da. So I'm trying to, and I'm seeing your question, and we don't get them. She pinning them. So what we're saying is that when you go into something, the mind is so powerful. If you go into it, your mind will make any or everybody your husband or wife. You will look at them, and all of a sudden, your mind begins to create the illusion of what could and could not be. And then you become, this is what I found out, honey, more invested in an idea and an illusion, and you don't invest in that person, and that's why you had a beautiful wedding but a horrible marriage.
That's why.
Because you invested in the idea of what it should be and what it's gonna look like. And then when that idea began to vanish after the wedding and after the gifts and all that, now all of a sudden, y'all hate each other. It's really not that you hate each other, but y'all didn't get to know each other. Y'all got to know the idea of what y'all thought marriage was. Mm-hmm. Hannah have a question.
So here's a question. Can people's friendship, their view of each other as friends, be restored once they have viewed each other as more than friends?
So, Hannah, your question is, if I see you as a friend, I start liking you like a friend, it don't work out, can we still be friends? Is that what you're asking?
I think.
If that's what you're saying, I want to know. That's it. They the lulu. We got a few more minutes, y'all. We just talking about it. We're gonna talk some more about us, some more our little things. Just want to see where everybody is, you know. No, sir. Okay, help me understand what you're saying. Let's read it again. You said this is what you said. Can people's friendship be restored once they have viewed each other as more than friends? So you said once I seen you as a friend, once we've been friends and I start seeing you more than a friend, can we go back to just being friends after that? Is that what she's saying? Okay, my question is, if you have a friend that you're interested and you begin to see them as more than friends, can you unsee them as more than a friend and go back to just being a friend? I won't say that, I wouldn't say, depending on how much you exposed for that like, I'm gonna speak from a guy perspective where I think most guys are, and then you can speak from. If I have a girl, best friend, or friend, or whatever, you know, whatever y'all be saying these days, and she comes to me, okay, prime example. If the time I was befriending Feria, she would have came and told me she liked me, I probably would have bagged up and bagged off. Because at that time, I was not seeing that way. I was not wanting to see that way because of different circumstances and things like that. So it would have kind of alarmed me if she would have just came and said, I like you. Yeah, I would have bagged up. I would have bagged off. I would have bagged out. And she would have probably got less interaction from me because sometimes we can prematurely say or do anything. That's in any area of your life. Those type of things it's a risk that you take in any relationship, friendship, relationship, whatever ship. The risk that you take is that you may not feel the same way I feel. So you have to count up the cost of, do I want to lose this person as a friend potentially for expressing something, especially if they ain't let up? Because a lot of time women, and I think with men, I think women get the wrong idea of a lot of things with men. We open your door, we give you some, we pay for your lunch, we compliment you, and all of a sudden, because women by nature are receptors, I think in receiving, you begin to receive something that's not the man of God and came to you. I almost stood up in his honor. Yeah, they do one or two little things, even as your friend, he open your door, he pump your gas, and all of a sudden, you all of a sudden think that, he wants you. And there's going to be more. But no, we ain't no pregnant.
Please.
We ain't no pregnant. Thank you so much.
But here's the thing. This is where women mess up at. I think some of us have already discussed this before. We go, we go in with our hearts and not our minds. Because what was that? I think it was one of the saints alluded to a post that they saw. And the women started from bottom up instead of head going down. Mm-hmm. But a lot of times we go in with our heart and we're so invested, and then we don't realize that sometimes that can scare away.
It's going to scare him away.
A man. So like he just said, if I would have came and said, well, I like you, and he ain't there yet, or he ain't there at all, that can make him bag up. So a lot of times, I think a woman of God said it in the comments, it does depend on how much you express.
Right.
Because if you express, that's it, start from zero.
Start from scratch.
Don't start, you see him, y'all go on a date, now you can see a future together.
Don't do that, y'all.
Because ultimately, I knew I wanted to be married, but it just wasn't like on my agenda like the next year or so. It's just, I was just enjoying him as a person.
As a person.
And I got to know him as a person. And okay, if marriage come, then it come. But I made that mistake once before. And sometimes you just have to learn. You just have to learn. You live and learn. Your experiences teach you, okay, this is what I should do and this is what I can't do next time.
Can't do.
All right. And so a lot of times we express too much and we scare them off. And we don't realize when you're too much of an open book too early, start from zero.
Yes.
Start from zero. Don't go in. That's what anybody who are looking to date, to be married. Go in with your mind and not your heart. Because your heart is harder to pull it out.
That's good.
It's hard to pull your heart out.
That's good. And I hope that answered your question. I hope that answered your question. If not, circle back and we'll come back to it. MacArthur, Jada. Oh, that's Miss MacArthur. Okay. So if you're dating someone almost 2 years, everything is going well in this relationship. Then the last 4 to 6 months. Where'd it go? Yeah, man. Oh, Lord.
It was right. It was right above hers.
Did it go? Did you delete it? I was getting ready to read out to the public. Jalen, you deleted your comment?
I did twice.
Jalen Mac. Lord, I know, and it looked like you about to be a good question.
Yeah, it was right before that lady. So.
Oh, your question disappeared, Jalen. MacArthur, what happened?
Somebody said, how long did y'all date before the engagement? 2.5, 3?
Yeah, 2 and 2. Yeah, that would have made, 2. Because we, again, most of that time, we didn't even realize, she'll say this day, I never asked her to date.
To this day.
To this day.
I'm just a wife without being a girlfriend first. I don't know.
Yeah. So we definitely, so even in that 2.5 years, for a lot of that, we didn't even realize, for maybe half of them years, we didn't realize we were liking each other or nothing like that. Yeah, Tiki, we want to hear you say, we want to hear you talk. Mm-hmm. We want to hear you talk. So while we're on,
but that's one thing though. While we were dating or courting, as the old saints would say, because you're dating with a purpose. He expressed his plans, not necessarily. Well, I don't want to say this the wrong way, but he expressed that he wanted to be married. It was never, I want to marry you. Don't take that the wrong way. We talked about marriage,
right,
but it wasn't in a sense of like, this is just my idea of marriage. This is just what I would want.
Right.
Not saying that I want to marry you and this is how I want it to be. But he included me in his what he envisioned his plan for marriage to be.
And because again, it's already risky. I don't know where she is. She don't know where I am. So we just having conversation, sharing. Of course I'm dropping little hints, spitting a little game when trying to. I was just good like that. And I was saying things, didn't even know I was hooking her. I didn't know. A lot of the gifts still are unfolding in my life. All this. I can't know every gift, and I didn't know I had a gift like that. Yeah. So with that gift, and I didn't realize, I was saying things, we were having conversations, we were talking. I didn't know I was
spitting game.
Locked. I didn't know I had you on lock. I didn't even know. I did not know that I had her on lock. I had no idea. I didn't know. I'm sorry. I didn't know. He reveals in part. I did not know that I had on lock. I had no idea.
Okay.
So in that, in me having her on lock, one thing about a man that loves you, the man that loves you is he's going to invest in your safety. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally. And knowing what she had you know, she already said, you know, she was in a relationship before. And knowing that, I didn't want to expose her prematurely to something that I didn't know if she was ready for or not. I do not believe you're going to go into no marriage, 100%, no relationship, and you 100% whole. Y'all stop letting people tell y'all that. Come on now.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. And not just for her, but even with me, like I said, I was a single pastoring, okay? I got a church. I got people following me. I had to be very, very, very careful. I had to be careful. So a lot of things that we did, you know, in our conversation, in our talks, it was always general.
Yeah.
But it was general with the inkling of, but you could be it. But I never wanted to put so much on her that she felt like I didn't want to be insensitive of where she had been. I didn't want to be insensitive of what she was vulnerable enough to share with me, because sometimes men do that. They you know, the woman, you know, is vulnerable and they tell you things, and then you start with all this stuff because you want to make her seem like you that and you this and you that. So you play. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to play no games with her. So what we did was when she expressed things, false hope. Yeah. I don't want to do that because I didn't know. You know, there's so many different ways that people think marriage should go. Some people say the Lord gonna show you your wife. Then some people say, but you know, the Bible say you can go find them. And then some people say, so I was having all that to deal with. You know, all of that sitting behind the scene there. Yeah. And we were just friends.
Yeah.
At that point, we were just friends. So it's things like that you have to, men, you have to date with consideration. You have to pursue, I should say, with consideration. You have to consider the fact that this is a woman, not your child. She's not a little girl. This real deal stuff. She has emotions. She has feelings. She has her own mind. One of the things that was so attractive to me was that Feria had her own mind on things. One of our first things, can I tell it? One of our very first, it's not an argument.
Oh.
And we had to come. Okay. So one of our very first conversations that we had that was heated, we didn't argue, we didn't fight, we didn't yell, we didn't cuss. Y'all stop that in your marriage. Don't do that. Stop that in your relationship.
Find other language.
Look, just stop.
Find another language.
But we was talking. We were at the Hibachi in Pearl, y'all.
It's like our second date, maybe.
Yep, maybe the second. Yep, something like that.
And it was general.
General. We were having general conversation.
Wasn't that y'all can't do it. Or it wasn't that if you don't do this, then I don't know. It
right.
was general.
General. We just was talking. And to know me, anybody that's been around me, I love conversation. I'm a conversation starter. I may not continue it, but I like to see people talk. I like to see people engage. So I posed a conversation about marriage. And in this conversation of marriage, I brought up the subject of bank accounts. And I want to know her view on bank accounts. We were just talking.
At that time, y'all, at that time.
You ain't got to feel yourself, baby. I got you. I'm going to protect you. I got you. So at that time, she made this statement. She said, I ain't got
I just got my hair done.
Come here, I'm finna be you. She said, I got to have my own money because I'm on my own account because I never know what'll happen. And I will always talk, have your own money.
Wait a minute. Don't mess up my good hair. Jazz will be watching this.
So that was her view. Her view was, yes, we can be married, but I need my money. I need my account. You need your account.
Okay, that's how I was taught.
That's how she was taught.
Mind you, marriage on down the line, you bringing in two worlds. But at that time,
and stop, let's deal with that real quick. We need to deal with that because you need to stop bringing what mama, grandmama, auntie, uncle, and all them taught you and try to make that work in your marriage.
But at that time, I said, my parents and my family, we were taught, the women in our family, we were taught, you know, have your own bank account, have your own money. That's fine. Just in case. That's where the issue was.
Oh, that what got me.
It's fine to have your own money, your own bank account.
But when she made that statement,
just in case, because what is the root of that just
in case who? Just in case what? Just in case where?
Just in case. What is the root of that just in case?
Right.
And the root of that was a trust issue that had been passed down the line from, and then let's go down the generation of our family. Let's go down the family tree. Look at why marriages didn't work. All of that had to come into play because I had to realize, okay, why do I need a just in case?
That's it, sister.
Why was the trust issues passed down? Why it didn't work in the first place? So I had to unpack all of that. And me personally, I had to go and unpack all of that, and then I came back and was like, okay.
And watch this. When we left there, I didn't beat her up about it. This is what I'm saying. I mean, you got to be a gentle leader. I didn't beat her up about it. I didn't fuss. I didn't yell. The only thing I said was, I said these words to her. I said, if I'm going to be with someone, I'm going to be with someone forever. And I can't be with someone who is making plans in case it don't work. Our relationship does not work. I don't want to marry like that. I want to marry like that. Again, we're not talking about each other at that point. We're just talking. Right. So and with that, me and one thing that I learned in that is that we have to learn how to take some hits. We left that night with the understanding of everybody will do their own accounts or whatever. Of course, things changed as we came together. The Lord blessed us. We have our own accounts, and then we have our joint account too. But you have to, if you're going to be, if you plan to be a husband, if you are a husband, you have to be a gentle giant. Which means you must have authority, but you don't use that authority to pounce on your wife or to pounce on the person that you are in relationship with, because now you're giving that individual a reason not to trust you. See, if I would have responded the wrong way in that moment, that would have gave her, this is why I don't trust. This is why. So these are, we had a lot of great conversations, a lot of amazing conversations that we had about things. One of the things that we said, when it comes down to the things of the household, I take care of the household. She ain't got to worry about the household. But what we said was, when we came into it, we said whatever we accumulated before we became one, we handle that. So my bills, my whatever, I pay that. I pay the things of the house, the utility. She take care of her bill, her responsibility, things like that. You have to find what works for you. And when you find what works for you, you work with it. That's what that's what I think have made us to have a beautiful, and I must say successful relationship, not just in the year, but just since we've been together. It's been successful. And I think she's so mature, men, stop getting these childish women and then you're trying to raise them up to be.
Or vice versa.
Yes.
Especially women. Yes. We'll do it quicker than a man will.
Oh my God, from Zion.
Trying to raise them up.
Oh my God.
Like this is Build-A-Bear.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Stop trying to pick the man that you think you gonna be able to bully and brand.
Potential is not enough.
I don't get it. Rachel, 50-50, if that's what works for that relationship,
And I was about to say, because something that I realized is that worked for us, that was a key and that set me free way before I even got married, is when we had that conversation about the bank account. We were single. Well, we were dating. And so now that we're married, it's totally different. So we have the 2 bank accounts, and then we have the house.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's to say in the next 5 years we won't be all joint in one account? So I never despise, I don't, but never despise where you are at that time. Maybe it takes time to get to the joint account, or maybe it takes time to get to the separate account. You just that where comparison come in, because a lot of people, my parents said, do separate accounts or do that, but I realize where we are in our marriage, where we are in our finances and things like that. And so I take that to account we're not there right now.
And when you understand, and one of the things that was so beautiful, I love this scripture in Proverbs, say the heart of her husband do safely trust in her. And one thing that I safely, we always talk about women, I want to feel safe. I want to feel safe.
Please.
Okay, all right. So while you want to feel safe, that scripture implies that a man's safety is just as important.
Yeah.
And she made me feel safe because the Lord had blessed me, I don't know how, but I don't have to worry about those things. And one time, one of the ways that I knew that I was safe with her in an area financially,
y'all listen to now.
I'll never forget, I had some cash. It was about $100, $200, something like that. And I took the money, and we were driving down from somewhere, and I said, oh, honey, take this money. Take this. And she took it and put it up, and that was the end of that. A few weeks later, she said, hey, honey, I still got this money. What, here you go. It was someone who get ready to do. She was like, hey, you still got this money. What you want to do? And I'm like, you mean tell me I gave you money and you didn't look for things that you could do with it other than what I asked you to do, and that was hold on to it? That was a deal breaker for me. That was it. I could have pulled up to the courthouse and married her then. Because in society, we see a lot of women who crave for what a man has. Oh, ain't nobody saying nothing now. I ain't got a church tonight.
It's all right. I got you back.
They crave for what a man can do for them. What a man can provide. What a man can give. What a man can do. But they never ever take a time to identify moments and discern moments and know, hey, she could have took that money. Cause some of y'all women know if that man would have gave you $200, you would have went to the nail shop. Y'all ain't saying nothing. You would have went on, got your hair done. You would have went on and did something. Because a lot of times, if I could just say this, honey, it's a lot of selfish women.
Yeah.
Right here on the line. It's a lot of selfish women. That's just want. But I knew that I had a not just a woman of God, but a wife when I trusted her with something. And the only thing I said was hold this. And that's all she did. She didn't take a 20 out and get her a little something to eat. I said, why didn't you use? She said, you asked me to hold this, so I held it. I said, wow. You just don't see that no more. And that was honorable for me because even in that she didn't portray this mindset of what she could do and what she wanted to do with it and how she wanted that. She did not do anything outside of just hold it for me. And that let me know then she was a responsible woman, one that can be trusted, because one thing a man does not want is to be in a relationship with a woman that all she wants from him is what he can give her. And
for some of us that's saying that's not your cup of tea. Okay, let's think of it this way. So that was a test. Let's just say you failed. And then on down the line, he says, well, here's the paycheck, pay the bill. Or what if he don't even say, pay the bill? Here's my paycheck, just hold it. But you know a bill needs to be paid. But yeah, we spend that on getting our nails done and going out when your bill is due on the 25th. So I say that to say, what you do before marriage is how you gonna do during your marriage.
Ain't nothing gonna change. Don't think it's gonna change.
Because it seems small at that time, like, oh no, that's my money. Okay, if he said, here, go to the nail shop and get what you do. Okay, that's fine. But if he said, just hold this, follow my instruction. Oh, let's talk.
So
submission.
you allow me to lead?
I allowed you to lead.
See, that's the thing. The beauty of submission is not that you can't do it. Mm-hmm. And that's what we get messed up at when we think submission. I can't do. Submission is, the beauty of submission is, while I can do it, I want to give you the honor to.
Yeah.
I want to give you the honor of. And we don't give men enough space sometimes. And we speaking, we don't give men enough space to do these things or to be these things, because we got this. I'm a woman. I can get it. I got it myself. I can do it. But when you allow, the beauty of submission is relinquishing what you know you can do. We know you can take the trash out and mow the grass. Yeah. But submission is, allow me to do that for you now.
Now let's talk about it. Because a lot of people on this live, a lot of women, the independent women.
INDEPECTEGTE.
Do you know what that means? The independent women. I ain't gonna say we, because I used to be the independent woman, and it almost messed me up. So for those of us who we don't want a man to buy us nothing, well, maybe we do, but we don't want him to you can't pay for the bill. We got this such masculine energy, or this masculine type of personality. And we want to be so independent, not knowing we're not allowing the man or this husband that is already in him, the provider and being who God has created him to be. We're not allowing him
That's so good.
To be who God created him to be.
That's so good.
And so we're saying, God, I know you created this human being to do this, but I think I can do it better.
That's so
So
good.
it's another, let's talk to the woman of God and the men of God. So now we're saying it's a slap in God's face that your creation is not good enough to do what you designed it to do.
Come on.
Because you created him to be a provider, but I won't let him do anything outside of what I want him to do.
What I want him to do.
And so now I'm saying, God, your creation and what you put in it to provide is not good enough. So I can do it on my own. And I'm gonna just leave it with that. The independent woman, we gotta tone it down. And there'll be some moments where I do step in. There'll be some moments where I do put money in the account. There'll be some moments where I'm like, oh, I'll handle this because let me make it easy a little bit.
Right.
But I don't want to take the whole load because that is not what I'm designed to be. Because a lot of us want to be the fragrance of a house of a church. Well, we need to be the fragrance of a house of our home.
Your own home.
As a woman of God, I'm the fragrance of this house. So I'm praying and I'm carrying out the blueprint because he is the mind. So I'm carrying out the blueprint of what he needs me to do to make sure that we're secure. But if I'm trying to be the mind and the blueprint and I'm trying to provide because we see that so much now in this day and time. And so we see how that is not just affecting because God designed it a certain way. He wanted it to be a certain way. So now we want to be the Miss Independent. We want to be Bob the Builder and want to be the architect and want to be the interior designer. And so now we're neglecting the home. Yep. And y'all know what's next. We neglect the children and then what happens after that. So if we would just do step by step what he has created us to do and stay in our role. That's not saying sit down and shut up. No. That's not saying that. But what I'm saying is, if you would do with power your role, if you would do with excellency your role, if you would do with intelligence your role, if you would do with prudence your role, which means I'm intelligent, I'm smart, and I can carry out and I can execute a blueprint that my husband has gave me, that God has given to him. But I cannot do that if I'm Miss Independent. Amen.
And then because, and guys, I'm going to come on over down your aisle, because especially dealing with women, they are strong and they are independent.
Yeah.
Here's the problem I got with the men. When they give you the opportunity to be the man and you do stupid stuff, you set all of us back years and years behind, because now we have a slew of women that say, men ain't no good. Some questions I was trying to keep. Okay. Men ain't no good. They don't listen. They ain't strong. Because you don't realize that if you told her you were going to take her on a date and you missed the date, that was going to be a problem.
Because next thing you know, you say you were going to pay the bills, and now you didn't.
So now she don't trust your word. So she definitely not going to trust your works. So guys, you cannot mess up opportunities that it's an honor for a woman to submit to you.
Yes.
That's an honor. When your voice is included, and when the volume of your voice is included in someone else's life in any way, and you choose to do opposite, oh girl, I'm gonna take you out to eat Friday night, and we're gonna have a good time. And then all of a sudden, Friday night, oh, I can't make it. Okay, fine. Let's reschedule Saturday. Saturday. Oh, I can't do it. But the real you don't want to say is, I ain't got it to do that tonight.
All right now. All right.
I can't do that tonight. Let's try something else. See, we did more than just, maybe we can't go to the Longhorn Steakhouse. Let's just grab a burger. Let's just sit at the park.
We ate Chick-fil-A plenty
of days. Let's do, because doing what you can do. Do what you can do, but don't disappoint that woman. Because to disappoint her is to displace her.
Wow.
The moment you disappoint that wife, the young lady that you're dating, you are displacing her. All right. Somebody had a question. The first question I saw was, do you think God will, going up a little more.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because Sister
Lakaya had a question. I want to answer that.
Would you think God will
separate? Lakaya said this. Do you think God separates people to bring them back together later on in life? I believe that's possible. I believe all things are possible with the Lord. I do. I do believe that the Lord, because this is what I look at. Relationships are just like, and I use this example. It's just like a lemon. And the only thing that a lime is, in some cultures they're still called limes. The only thing a lime is an underdeveloped lemon. Some people learn to make do with what's underdeveloped until it develops. Oftentimes, that's horrible. That's when you get into them people that you're talking about. They've been married. The first year was horrible. They almost killed each other. They almost divorced 12 times. Yeah, because you picked something off of the tree before it's time. And now you're stuck with dealing with a lime when a lemon is what God wanted you to have.
Yikes.
So when you don't allow a man or a woman to mature in who they are and in who they should be for where you need them to be, and you engage with them in marriage or whatever, what you do is you pause that process for happiness. You pause that process for a good feeling. And as soon as all that joy bubble down and it stop fizzing, you get down to the real nitty gritty of this person still have an issue.
And that is why your single season is important.
So important, everybody.
Because when it's you and God, He's able to reveal to you. You need to get, and not everything you probably won't get out of it.
Not everything.
Because some things, what He's taught us before, some things that your spouse will reveal.
Only your spouse is able to cover that.
So your single season is very, very important.
Right. And like I said, those things are not to be confused. Because what I found out and what we found out, the areas in you that need to be uncovered to your spouse are going to bring you and your spouse closer together once they're revealed. The stuff that's tearing y'all apart, you should have dealt with that before y'all got together.
Yeah, in your single season. Yeah.
I wasn't ready to be no husband yet. Baby, please. You done already did that. So it's things like that. You really want to enjoy and embrace what it means to be single. So yeah, that'll be my answer on that, Lakaya.
Yeah. We have a lot of questions.
Okay. All right, Dominique. Is it possible to mess up what God has in mind for you? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. Yes. You can mess any good thing. Can't be messed up with a gutter mindset. If I've heard many people say, if I would have did this differently, that relationship could have worked out. On jobs, if I would have did that better, this would have worked out. So anything has the potential to be messed up. Yes, it's God. It was God's will to be Lord over Israel, but they didn't want that. So they messed it up, and they had to deal with the consequences of that. And that's the part that we have to understand, is that when you make certain decisions in your life, you cannot fault God and expect him to be the cleanup man for the decisions that you make. He will do it because he's God. But don't be getting mad at God because you the one thinking crazy, and there you go every day going through his phone, and then he finally catch you trying to see what you're doing. Oh, well, I just thought you were cheating on me because the last person did. Now he gone. Ain't nobody finna deal with
you. Should deal with that.
Ain't nobody finna deal with that. Ain't nobody finna deal with your paranoia. Maybe you don't think I'm beautiful. Nobody's gonna. No. So these are things that you have to make sure that you don't become. And this is something this is one of the things we agreed to each other. We made a pact and an agreement that we would never be each other's enemy in this marriage. Yep. We may disagree. We may see things differently. We may not see eye to eye every time. But at the end of the day, you may think it's supposed to go up. I may think it's supposed to go down. But at the end of the day, our point of views does not make us enemies to each other. So yeah, but you can't mess it up, daughter. All right, Rachel.
What if you've given them the opportunity to do it and it's thrown back in your face? I'd rather avoid that throwback.
Now, you done answer. How you gonna ask the question and then want me to answer that, Rachel? Come on now. No, but seriously. So you give him the opportunity to do it, and it is thrown back in your face.
The independent conversation.
All right. So with that being said, number one, you got to be real with who and what you're dealing with. Again, you can't try to put man clothes on a little boy. And that's what we try to do. We try to make. First off, I'm not going to give an opportunity. As much as I love the little kids of Hope see the church, I'm not giving them the same opportunity with my vehicle as I would an adult. See, we because we have high hopes for something or somebody, we think that that's supposed to be right. No. If I give my keys to Dream at Hope with high hopes that she gonna not wreck my car, and she wrecked my car, that's on me. Because first off, she's underage. which means immature.
Red flag.
Immaturity. You got to know what you're dealing with. Be real. Immaturity. Number 2, there's no coverage for her. No insurance coverage for her with my stuff.
Red flag.
So she doesn't have the ability to be covered, or this person does not have the ability to be covered, or does not have the ability to cover.
Red flag.
Lastly, they don't have the license, the degree, the credentials necessary to drive my vehicle. So now we're dealing with people that don't. You want a man to love you that don't know how to love himself. You want him to do you a certain way that he don't know how to do himself. If you look at his life, he don't take good baths. So why you want him to buy you perfume? He don't think he need no cologne. So you have to look at real and be real with this and look at what we call our amazing friends and family, Bishop Thrashers, the Thrashers. We have to look at our non-negotiables. You have to know what I can negotiate with this, but I'm not going to negotiate with that. All right? What we got, honey?
All right. So this is the next question I saw. What's the first step to submitting to your husband when you don't know how to be submissive?
Ooh, tell it.
Oh, Lord. It's so many steps. But the first one that I would say, you see who you're dealing with. Do you love your husband? Do you trust that he's the mind? Do you trust that he's the covering of this marriage? Do you trust the covenant in him? If you all 4 of those, you say yes. Everything else is on you. Just do it. Just do it. Now, at the beginning with us independent women, it feels unusual. It feels uncomfortable. And it's something that we're originally not used to. But the first step is I trust him and I know the man that he's destined to be, as we've talked about before. I just do it. Obedience, just do it. Because that was the original design. And submission is twofold. So if I'm getting submission on one end and I'm not getting on the other end, then there might be control. But initially you understand who you've married. You know who you've married. You know the man of God that you've married. You know the woman of God that you've married, for the men out there. Yeah. And so submission should be easy. To me, my experience, let's just say my experience, submission was easy for me because I knew who I had married. Not the pastor, not the apostle. I'm talking about the man, Anthony, who I had married, and the man of God that he was. It was easy to submit because he gave me something to submit to. He gave me something to submit to.
That's the first step. Do you have something that's worthy of being submitted to?
So once you assess, and a lot of this you really should find out before you even get married, that you should assess in your dating season, is he or is she giving me something to submit to? Is he leading me? Do he have the ability to lead? Do he have the ability to cover? And so initially, because I knew he was giving me something to submit to, it was easy just to do it.
Women, you want to know if he's a great leader, just look at how he orders his food at a restaurant. Look at little stuff like that. Look at how he manages a date. Look at how he handles the waitress and the waiter it's simple stuff like that. All of those things are gifts to you during dating to assess. Look at that. Oh,
look at how he make decisions.
Look at how he make decisions. Mm-hmm. So you decided, you made the decision. And one thing you ordered your food. And I don't know what I want. You try to say, just pull up to the McDonald's with him.
Yeah.
Let me see what I want. Let me get that number. No, number 4. So you got to watch that. Because today it's a burger. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow is business. And you may say, I wouldn't look at it like that. You better look at it like that. Mm-hmm. I looked at everything. I looked at if I said, babe, we're going on date night. I looked at how she dressed. I want to know how you going to dress up for date night. Why you got on, you know, she didn't do that, but why you got on jeans when we going on a date night? What I'm looking at all these things because in a dating space, I'm looking at what I am and am not going to be able to deal with. That's what dating allows you to say, what I am and what I am not going to deal with.
Yep.
If we're going to be out to eat, I don't want you with your elbows all over the you slouched all over and you all gapped open. It's things like that. How do you handle yourself in conversations? Can you have conversations? Can he hold a conversation? Is he a goofball? These are things that you have to look at and assess in every little thing. Ask him to run to the store and grab something for you. See if he forget.
Do he get the wrong thing? Please, do he get the wrong thing?
Look at stuff. Look at all of that matters. Can you go in and give me some alkaline water? And he come out with great value. You got to look at that and figure out what is it about you that when I asked you to do something, it came a different way. What in you heard it different? And then from there, he may say, well, baby, they didn't have that, so I just wanted to make sure you did get some water. Now we still okay now, yeah. But you got to know, and you got to be completely honest with each other, right?
So here's one more question. What are the signs God has sent your heavenly spouse into your life? Now, here's for me. Y'all might call it deep, but this is just how I was assessing it. The Bible talks about how Jesus loved the church and how he loved his bride. All the fruits of the Spirit is how he loves his bride. And so that is how I measured, how I knew that this man of God was for me. Because he was patient when he could have been off the wall somewhere with me. He was kind. And he was long-suffering. When I wanted to be Miss Independent and I didn't know how to submit, he was very long-suffering. So all of those fruits of the Spirit, he embodied them. And so I knew he loved me at my worst. And he never, ever, ever, ever threw me away because I was insecure about myself. He never, ever was like, oh, because you did this or because you did that, I'm going to turn my back on you. He loved me like Christ loved the church. Initially, that's the pattern. He followed the pattern. And so I knew that he was the one for me. So if you come upon a man of God or a woman of God that is not patient with you, that is not long-suffering with you, is not kind to you, and he's the total opposite of what Jesus has betrayed his love to you, if the love that you have expressed, the love that you have experienced from your Father, your Heavenly Father, even natural Father, the love that you have experienced, if this spouse cannot give you or resemble that same exact love, especially in the kingdom, then that's not the one. Especially in the kingdom. Because that means if you're a part of the kingdom, then that means you're following a certain pattern. And so he should be able to exemplify that same love that he has experienced from my Father, and I should be able to experience that same type of love because he is following the pattern. So that's how I would say if you would know that your spouse is the one, because he loves you as Christ loved the church. So call me deep. That's what I looked at, and it worked out.
When you look at Genesis, and when Adam woke up, he said, "This is bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh." He was able to see the molecular and structural makeup of him in her. When I looked at my wife and I was able to see me in her decision, in her love, in her quality of life, in the way that she handled things and the way that she carried herself, when I was able to see me and I was able to identify me within her, I knew that was my wife, because the Bible said that Adam said, "This is bone of my bone. This is flesh of my flesh." He knew it was him without God even having to tell him. And that's why I'm kind of always, when men say I'm waiting on the Lord to tell me, I don't know about that all the way through. Yeah. But I believe that a man is able to recognize he's able to recognize what he lost in God, he's able to find in his wife. And there was certain, hallelujah, I almost spoke in tongue. But there was so much, getting saved at 11 years old. There was so many things that I lost in God. I willingly lost in God. That through her, I was able to find and regain. And that's something I want us to understand, is that this single period, you're not losing.
At all.
You're not losing like
At
like you may seem. What you're doing is investing parts of you into, listen, man, you're investing a part of you into God that he in turn gives back to you in marriage. So my wife, like I didn't do a lot of vacations. I didn't do a lot of trips. I didn't do a lot of stuff. No. I didn't do a lot of those things, because when I got saved, and I lived sold out. Ministry, church, ministry. When I found my wife, I found the part in me that the Lord allowed me to not lose, but he hid in my wife. Because sometimes we're enjoying certain pleasantries that are forbidden for our now. Because if we get into it now, that's why sex before marriage is a no-no. Because you start to enjoy certain things in your now, you have nothing to regain and recover and to cover you in your next. We didn't do the kissing and the touching and the rubbing and the sex. We were both virgins when we got married. I'm proud to say it.
And not embarrassed.
Proud to say we were both virgins. So where, it may seem like I missed out, or I missed out on things. I missed out. No. God took that, hid it, and reserved all of that within my wife, so that now I'm able. You have to know what's for you now and what's for your next. Some of y'all trying to live like you married now, but that's for your next. Stop being frustrated that you ain't got that house yet. That's not for your now. Just stop being frustrated that you didn't get your dream car, your dream house. That's not for your now. That's for your next. That's something that God wants you to hide in him, that you'll recover in them. Because the Bible says that two are better than one. So our year wrapped up in one is that we really do love, I love Feria, the person. Not the wife. I love her as my wife, but I love her for being Feria. I think we still friends. We just enjoy each other. We enjoy life together. We enjoy making certain decisions together. That's why, it's certain things, I'm not sweating. Don't put yourself on this timeline about now should have this, by now should be there. Some things I'm so glad it's certain things I did not attain until I got with her.
Yeah, yes.
I'm so glad that it's certain things, because who knows, don't put yourself on such a high pedestal like you so saved and sanctified. What if we would have got our own houses before we got married, and we would have had somebody running through the front and running out the back? We don't know.
You don't know.
So God is preserving. I need you to type that to somebody else that's single and let them know God is preserving you for your next. He's preserving you for your next. That's why you ain't. That's why you ain't getting no play, cause it ain't time for that right now. That's why, and it's okay. That's why.
Forget the timeline.
Forget that time. That's it there. Forget that timeline. By now I should have this. By now I should be there. And by this I want to have my kids. And by now,
because the beauty of it is that when we begin to build, it brought us closer.
Yes.
Because we didn't have separate houses or things like that. We got that together. And so that was the beauty of it. We get to experience new things that we've never done before together. Because he's never done it, I've never done it, together. And that was the beauty. And that alone right there is intimacy.
It's intimacy. Intimacy is more than just hunching. Intimacy is me into intimacy. You're investing into what you want to see. I want to see us whole. So we invest into that. I want to see us relaxed. I want to see us well off. So you invest into that. You don't just take every dime you got and just blow it because you got. I'm putting something in. I'm putting something into us so that we'll have something to see. Yeah. So this is our first year. If you don't learn anything else from us tonight, learn to wait on God for real. Now, women, the wait is more so for you. Yeah. Men, hurry up and prepare yourself so God can use you. In that, allow yourself the space and the grace to become who you're needed in a relationship. What you're needed to be in a relationship. Another thing I would say, which one of our favorite tools, know that you're not each other's enemy.
You're not.
That's in dating. You need to understand that. We're not enemies. No, I don't see it your way. But no, you're not my enemy.
And we're not oblivious to the fact that even during disagreements that you might feel like this is my enemy.
Yeah.
But as one of our wise counsel people that we talked with our marriage counsel, it was so powerful. She said, never let anyone or even our own selves divide our kingdom.
That's it. That's it.
And so when you get to the point, I don't know about that, Hannah. When you get to the point where a disagreement and you looking at your spouse as if you guys are each other's enemies and it's tearing down your kingdom, the real enemy here is winning.
Is it?
So never look at your spouse as if they're the enemy, because you never want anyone, no outside people, no inside people to tear down your kingdom that you're building according to the will of God. So.
And go ahead and yield your right to be right. Mm-hmm. When we have discussions, when we talk, it's not about who's right. It's not about who's wrong. It's about let's get to what is needed so that we can move beyond where we are now. Because that's all disagreements. Disagreements often come to distort your destiny. And if you get so caught up in the disagreement, you're like, wait a minute. Why are we really talking? Why are we really doing this? What are we really talking about? You get so caught up in going blow for blow, blah, blah, blah. Like, wait a minute. That ain't it. And God has blessed us. And God has preserved us. And through his strength, he's going to continue. We don't have blowouts and snap outs. And no. Contrary to popular belief, I'm a very quiet person at home. My wife is more quiet.
Do y'all believe that?
Do y'all believe I'm the quiet one at home? My wife is let's just say she talk more here than she do at home, than she do in public. But we kind of balance each other out. Not this is Sister Keisha, 19 years, y'all have a beauty. We love to see y'all. They be just doing everything together, just loving everything. All right, y'all. We about to get off. 1 year.
Eternity to go.
1 year and eternity to go. I want y'all to drop one thing that you learned tonight. If you learned anything from us, if you learned anything from us, let us know. Jazz, please. You don't know nothing about it.
You don't know us for real, anyway.
One thing that you learned tonight, something that we said, maybe our 1 year marriage. And that's another thing. It does not feel like a year. We act like old people. It feel like we done been married about 45 years. It's crazy. And I think that's a way that you know. It really seems like we connected from the history and eternity of God. Like, it's crazy. It's really crazy. So yeah, we hope something was said to assist those that are single, you know, dating, desire to be married.
Even married.
Married. If we were able to help the married people, you know, hey, thank God. Again, we don't know it all. We just know what worked for us.
That's exactly what I was fixing to say. You
I stole it. We know what works for us. That's it, Lakai. Take that one. We are not each other's enemies. Oh, that's a good one. That's probably one of the best things we ever. Yeah. That was good. We're not each other's enemy. When we are single, we are investing in the house. Oh, Hannah, that was good too. Yeah, yes, we're investing. We're investing. Wait on God and embrace being single. That's right. Now, I don't want y'all to confuse embracing being single with become comfortable and complacent in being single now. Mm-hmm. Don't get that.
Because a lot of times, what I've seen, some of the saints, they've been single for so long.
And they get a stanky stale attitude.
So long. Too. I ain't throwing no shade, but for so long.
I'm throwing it. They get stanky about it.
And they don't know how to date anymore. So that's the only reason. That's what I was going to say. So that's another reason why you lay your foundation in your single season, and that's why we talked about dating, because a lot of the saints they know how to date when they were in the world, but they don't necessarily know how to date when they become saved, and so it's very, 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 very different. We ain't throwing no sage at. It's very different, and I tell people all the time the key was to do it right.
Do it right, y'all.
And everybody always say, y'all, everything that we have is like God provided from the wedding to the house. God provided. And I believe it's because we honored his laws, his covenant, and he honored us with that same love. And so everything that we have, he gave it to us. Because I believe that when you do it right, God gonna do right.
He gonna do it right.
He gonna do it right.
It just happened. It just happened. So y'all, this has been beautiful. I've enjoyed y'all tonight. We've talked way longer than we expected. We just said we were gonna come on here, and he didn't come on all. We may come back on another day. Depends on how well y'all like and share and love this video.
And make posts and stuff. Of course, things that you learn. Just share
some quotes. Share with somebody. Somebody married, single on your page. Share something on your page. Tag us. Let people know, because we are committed to assisting the next generation of people, of believers. More importantly, we're under a different law as believers when it comes to marriage. So it's my responsibility. I believe our responsibility to assist our generation. And when I say our generation, I'm just talking about folks that's in their 20s. I'm talking about the generation of people, of believers, to help them in preparation and in their posterity as married people, because we don't see it a lot, we don't hear it a lot, but kingdom marriages are important. They still do exist, and this ain't something we just do for y'all. We really love each other. It's crazy. I'm finna blush.
We really love each other, and then we understand there's a mandate to do this, because anybody who knows me, I'm not really a social media person. But understanding the mandate that's been put on my life, his life, and our marriage, our union, we just couldn't hold this in, because we don't see things like this often, marriages like this often, who do it right. God is blessing them, and they're literally just living in love for, until eternity. And so I'm really glad that we got on, and I just want to encourage the women and the men of God.
Encourage them, honey. Encourage them.
That are looking to date.
Yeah.
In holiness, in kingdom. That there's hope.
It's some hope. There is hope.
And so, and there's someone out there for you, and lives like this, and your single season will prepare you to be whole when you find your spouse. Not them adding to a piece of you. being whole. Because we don't want when if you're not the one that they're back in pieces again. No, only Jesus can make you whole.
He makes us whole. Yes.
I just want to encourage you, take your single season seriously. Watch videos like this. Watch people who had successful marriages. We watched video of who was that? T.D. Jakes, I believe. He had a good. It was just
him and
it was so good.
Sarita J.
Yeah. And watch that type of stuff and share your thoughts. If you're dating someone, if y'all been dating for a while, and you're looking for marriage and in the future, share stuff like that to see where your mind is. What do you think about this? And then you'll see your growth if you guys happen to marry. Do things like that. Invest in your single season. Invest in who you are. I tell people all the time, get your hair done. Look nice. You know, don't get him started, y'all. But look nice. Look like you are available.
Don't even get me on.
You know, as a woman of God, as a man of God, I talk to the women and ladies, but look like that you are available, and they're gonna do their part. But invest in yourselves. Is hope. It's hope.
Yes, hope.
There's hope. Hope is here. Hope is
hope?
Here. Literally. Follow our church page. Hope is here. Literally. So.
And it only gets sweeter and sweeter, y'all.
It's not gonna be too sweet. He keep touching my hair with his hands.
You know you like it when I touch my hair, when I touch your hair. Okay.
So.
All right, we gotta go back. All right, y'all. We love y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Until next time.